There have been thousands of locations in Fortnite Battle Royale, but these 3 forgotten locations have been almost deleted from Fortnite history. And once you hear their name, it'll all come back. Number 1, Coral Castle. At one point, Coral Castle was one of the most unique locations Fortnite had ever seen, but today, most players barely even remember it existed. When it first appeared, Coral Castle stood out because of its underwater design and unusual layout. It was different from anything else on the map. It came out about 6 years ago, and it was popular. The reason was simple. The construction of the location was stunning. People were going crazy about how cool it was, and everybody was going there. There were countless big and small YouTubers talking about it. But of course, all great things come to an end. They realized how bad of a landing spot it was. First of all, everybody thought it was going to be called Atlantis because it was in the Aquaman season. So everyone was bummed from the first day. It was also surrounded by water, so you had to travel a bit to get to the other parts of the map. It had horrible loot, and they were all spread out, so it was hard to find loot right off the bat. It was also in a deep hole, so it took lots of building materials to get out. And to make it worse, it was at the edge of the map, so it was hard to get out of the storm's way. So as a result, people stopped landing there, and it just sat. Later having some alien motherships take some of it away. Then some other pieces of it were put in the ocean. And then it ultimately got taken down on December 2nd, 2022. Everyone was a little sad, but I think mostly happy because it was finally time for it to go, since it didn't really have any purpose, or at least just no good purpose, except looking cool. While Coral Castle became forgotten because players avoided it, some locations disappeared despite being incredibly popular. And no location shows that better than the Grotto. The Grotto was always the go-to place because unlike Coral Castle, it had awesome mythic loot with the vault giving all kinds of high-tier weapons. It even had a chopper to easily get out of there before the storm could hit you. The Grotto was also just cool in general because of its underground villain lair feeling, with also having shadow henchmen guarding so you could easily rack up XP. But it soon got submerged by water, so it was completely destroyed for Season 3. It was then called Brutus's Basin. Everyone was absolutely devastated, calling it a top 5 worst map decision ever. Everyone was sad, posting on Reddit, YouTube, and many other platforms. Until they brought it back several more times, most recently in the Eminem themed Spaghetti Grotto during the Chapter 2 remix season. Everyone was very hyped again with a big wave of nostalgia.
To the Grotto for the first time in over 5 years. This was mad being back on this map.
Being one of the greatest POIs in Fortnite history. Then shortly after I went away again due to it only being a micro season, only lasting a few weeks. Over the game's lifespan, the location went through multiple dramatic transformations before being permanently destroyed in the Chapter 3 finale, introduced at the very launch of Fortnite Battle Royale in late 2017.
And look at this. The drop-off is a giant school bus. What the freak is this?
Greasy Grove was a classic residential suburban town tucked in the snow in the southwest corner of the map. It was famously anchored by the Der Burger restaurant and a handful of houses that were frequent hot drops for early game looting.
Greasy Grove is a chill POI. It's not bad. It's okay loot spot. Not terrible, not good. It's just kind of a POI. I feel like it's just like kind of a POI on a map. Like if you think of a Fortnite POI, it's Greasy Grove. You know what I mean?
In Chapter 1, Season 7, a massive iceberg collided with the island, completely freezing over Greasy Grove. Players could only access the buried catacomb-like town by hacking through the ice ceilings of the submerged houses. In Season 10, a time-bending rift beacon was placed in the area, melting the ice and bringing the town back. However, there was a twist. The neighborhood's time-honored Der Burger joint was replaced by a taco shop. For the rest of the season, tacos would periodically rain from the sky, forcing players into an invulnerable dance sequence while regenerating their health. After being swallowed by the Chapter 1 black hole, the town briefly returned in Chapter 3 Season 1, with its original neighborhood layout restored, featuring both Der Burger and tacos. However, its final demise began in Chapter 3 Season 3. The reality tree biome spread into the area, covering the town in massive bouncing mushrooms and vines. The mushroom growth destroyed several houses, splitting the taco restaurant, and severely flooding the POI, renaming the surrounding area into a chaotic battleground. In the Chapter 3 Season 4 finale event, Fracture, the island was broken apart and reformed by the Herald's corruption. Greasy Grove was ultimately destroyed and left off the map in all subsequent Chapter 4 and Chapter 5 iterations.